The book of Exodus recounts the Israelites' miraculous deliverance from slavery in Egypt and their subsequent journey through the wilderness. Freed from Pharaoh's grip, they were now on a pilgrimage to the Promised Land, guided by God's presence. Chapter 27 of Exodus finds the Israelites at Mount Sinai, where God had revealed his law and established a covenant with them. It is here, in this arid landscape, that God instructs Moses to construct a portable sanctuary, the Tabernacle. This structure would serve as a visible reminder of God's presence among his people, a place where they could approach him in worship and sacrifice. Exodus 27 specifically provides detailed instructions for building two crucial components of this sacred space: the altar of burnt offering and the courtyard of the tabernacle. Exodus 27 stands as a testament to the meticulous care and precision that God demanded in the creation of his dwelling place. Every dimension, every material, every element of the altar and courtyard held deep symbolic significance, reflecting the sanctity of the encounter between God and his people. Through these tangible structures, the Israelites were provided with a physical representation of the invisible God, a tangible expression of his holiness and their devotion. The detailed instructions given to Moses underscore the importance of creating a space set apart, a sanctuary where the profane and the sacred could meet. Central to the tabernacle's courtyard stood the altar of burnt offering, a structure of acacia wood overlaid with bronze. Exodus 27 verses 1 and 2 prescribe its dimensions: 5 cubits long, 5 cubits wide, and 3 cubits high. This square shape, symbolic of completeness and stability, served as the platform upon which the Israelites would present their burnt offerings to God. The choice of bronze as the altar's outer covering was significant. Bronze, an alloy of copper and tin, was associated with judgment and purification in the ancient world. The act of burning sacrifices on the bronze altar symbolized the Israelites' offering of themselves wholly to God, their sins consumed by the fire that represented his divine presence. The altar's strategic location within the courtyard, positioned directly in front of the tabernacle's entrance, emphasized its role as the primary point of contact between the Israelites and their God. Every aspect of the altar's construction pointed towards its function as a place of sacrifice, atonement, and communion with the divine. Exodus 27 verse 2 further specifies that the altar was to have horns projecting from its 4 corners. These horns, also overlaid with bronze, were not mere decorative elements. They held deep religious significance. In the ancient Near East, horns were often associated with strength, power, and even the presence of a deity. The horns of the altar served as a visual reminder of God's power and might, his ability to both protect and judge. Moreover, these horns played a crucial role in the sacrificial rituals. According to Exodus 29 verse 12, the blood of the sin offering was to be smeared on the horns of the altar, symbolizing the atonement made for the sins of the people. Exodus 27 verse 4 also mentions a bronze grating that was to be placed within the altar halfway up its height. This grating served a practical purpose. It allowed for airflow, ensuring that the fire beneath the sacrifices would burn continuously. However, the grating also carried symbolic weight. The ashes from the burnt offerings would fall through the grating, representing the complete surrender of the sacrifice to God and the removal of sin from the community. Section 4. The Tabernacle Courtyard, a sacred enclosure for worship. Surrounding the altar of burnt offering and the tabernacle itself was a spacious courtyard, also meticulously designed according to God's instructions. Exodus 27 verses 9 through 19 details the dimensions and materials of this sacred enclosure. The courtyard, rectangular in shape, measured 100 cubits long and 50 cubits wide. Enclosing this sacred space was a fence-like structure made of fine linen curtains hung on bronze posts. These curtains, woven from the finest materials, served as a visual and symbolic barrier, separating the sacred space of the courtyard from the secular world outside. The courtyard's entrance, located on the east side, was also adorned with curtains of fine linen, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, embroidered with artistic skill. This ornate entranceway further emphasized the sanctity of the space within, inviting the Israelites to approach God with reverence and awe. The bronze posts that supported the linen curtains were set in bronze bases, providing stability and permanence to the structure. These posts were further secured by silver hooks and bands, again highlighting the combination of strength and beauty in the tabernacle's design. Section 5. Approaching the Divine, the significance of the altar and courtyard. The altar of burnt offering and the Tabernacle Courtyard were not merely functional spaces, they were imbued with profound religious significance. They represented the tangible presence of God amidst His chosen people, a visible reminder of His covenant with them. The altar, with its bronze overlay and prominent horns, stood as a constant symbol of God's holiness, His judgment against sin, and His willingness to grant atonement. The act of offering sacrifices on the altar was a tangible expression of the Israelites' devotion, their recognition of God's sovereignty, and their dependence on His mercy. The courtyard, enclosed by its linen curtains and bronze posts, served as a liminal space, a threshold between the mundane and the sacred. By entering this designated area, the Israelites were stepping into God's presence, setting aside the concerns of the everyday world and focusing on their relationship with the divine. The meticulous care taken in constructing these structures, the specific materials used, and their symbolic significance all pointed towards the seriousness with which God viewed worship and the importance of approaching Him with reverence and humility. Section 6. A Legacy of Sacred Space. Reflections on Exodus 27. Exodus 27 offers a glimpse into the heart of Israelite worship, revealing the importance of sacred space and ritual in their relationship with God. The altar of burnt offering and the Tabernacle Courtyard were not just physical structures, they were tangible representations of God's presence and the covenant He had established with His people. These structures served as constant reminders of God's holiness, His demand for righteousness, and His willingness to forgive and redeem. The detailed instructions given to Moses regarding their construction underscore the importance of intentionality and reverence in approaching the divine. Though the tabernacle and its courtyard were temporary structures designed for a people on the move, they established a pattern for sacred space that would resonate throughout biblical history. The temple in Jerusalem, built centuries later, would draw upon the symbolism and layout of the tabernacle, further solidifying the link between physical space and spiritual experience. Exodus 27, therefore, serves as a foundational text for understanding the development of sacred space in the Bible and the importance of creating environments that foster encounter with the divine. As you continue reading through the book of Exodus, pay close attention to how the Israelites interact with the tabernacle and its courtyard. How do these structures shape their understanding of God and their relationship with Him? How do the rituals performed in these spaces reflect the beliefs and values of the Israelite community? If you enjoyed this exploration of Exodus 27, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring you these profound biblical stories. Thank you for watching.